What is going on, everybody? Hope everybody had a very happy holiday. Just a quick update, I haven't forgotten about Fallout. About a week ago, I pulled a muscle in my chest real bad and it hurt significantly to breathe. So I kind of took some time off, and of course after that the holidays came up and everything else, so I will get back to Fallout. There's a lot of stuff that I'm trying to work on doing at the moment, but I figured I had this game forever and I haven't done anything with it in terms of um, you know, showcasing or anything of that nature. So I'm going to do a garage showcase of all my garages in GTA 5. I have 5 and they're all full, so a total of 50 cars and a few Pegasus vehicles, but that's beside the point. We're going to start at this one. This has my second favorite car in it, and I say second favorite only because at all the drag races, if you drive it right, it is the best muscle car, and it's not the Dominator. So we'll go ahead and get started in here. I've ordered 2 new condenser microphones today, so I'm looking at starting to do the podcast for the 700th time. Okay, so let's get started here. Here is the Coquette Classic. I have it in, I think, a dark blue with a galaxy blue with a light blue overtone pearlescent, I think. And almost all my muscle cars have chrome wheels instead of alloy. So we'll take this one outside. This was the first old car that I purchased that was more than 6 figures. Ooh, that's a little bit louder in the car than it is. Okay. This was the first 6-figure car I purchased in GTA. It was like my first big purchase before buying the Kuruma. So it was a goal. You know, I grinded heists for quite a while trying to acquire this vehicle. And it's a nice car. I mean, modeled of course after the older Corvettes, but it sounds good. It's got a good street performance. It's quick and it looks good. So that's why I like that one. That's still not the car that I was telling about earlier. I'll let you know when we get to that one. Let's see, the Buccaneer. This was my first car ever in GTA. This was the first car that I owned, that I pulled off the street, and it originally used to be red with a black secondary, or vice versa. I can't remember which way around it was. But I changed it to white because the car that I drive in real life every day is a 1966 Pontiac Tempest. And this is this game's closest resemblance to that car. I think it's modeled after a similar year, but a Buick Riviera. But I have the Pontiac Rally 2 wheels on mine, which are what these look like, the GM Rallies or the Pontiac Rallies. And so I kept the car for that reason exactly, because it looks like my real car. Painted the same color with the same wheels. I got raised white letters on my car. Only difference is obviously A, this is a video game, and B, the tail lights. C, I have a 4-door, this is a 2. But I really like the Buccaneer. It's just a good looking car. My only problem with these cars is if they have a vinyl top option, you can see here the vinyl top chrome trim still kind of follows around the back of the window. I really am bothered by that. That's just because I am me, and I know that on real cars that wouldn't be there if it was a hard top. But I digress. It's still a nice looking car. Next one on the list. The Coquette Blackfin. This came with Ill-Gotten Gains Part 2. Modeled after like the first generation Corvettes. I love this car. I couldn't decide, the longest time, I couldn't decide what color I wanted it to be. Ended up going with an off-white and I think that's a wine red. Not sure. It's obviously it's a dark shade red, but I think the bubble top on this car looks good. The roof line just, in most other cars would look strange, but on this one for some reason it just looks really good. So, whoops. I'm not sure why there's a ketone there. You know, you got your regular 8-cylinder motor, but it's a quick little car for a sports classic. I still don't think it competes much with some of the other sports classic cars in terms of straight line driving, but I've just quit buying cars for performance and just started buying them for customization options and you know, appearance. If they look good, then I buy them because that's why I drive the cars in this game. And here is the golden child of this garage right here. This is the Vapid Blade, and I will argue till the day I die that this is the best muscle car in the game when it comes to drag racing. Reason being is if you tune it just right and you know how to double clutch, which is a whole nother story for a whole nother time, this car can rocket past any other muscle car in the game, and I have trialed it against everything. I've got a couple close friends of mine that work on, you know, they work with me on trying to find these faster cars, and they try to rank the cars in terms of quickest to slowest on a drag strip, and we use the airstrip over here in Los Santos International Airport. And this car is always on the top of the charts when it comes to the muscle cars. Even with this past DLC, the Festive Surprise 2015, it still hasn't been beaten on the drag strip by the Tampa. It's just a phenomenal car, and it's second on my list, close second only to the Dukes. So I mean, the Dukes I just like because it looks like all the beefy classic muscle cars that everybody knows and loves. Charger, the Judge, you know, the big B-body and A-body muscle cars. So we'll get the engine and lights on here. Open all the doors so you can see inside. There's actually a video, and I'll link it in the description as well, of this car done by a good friend of mine. He does video showcases of cars, and he did a phenomenal job going over this car in all the detail, and it's a really nice looking video. He did a great job, and he's a good friend of mine. He's been doing a lot of the video stuff that I asked him to do. He's a phenomenal video editor. I mean, one of the best that I know. So that's the Blade, and again, I think that's the best straight line drag racing car in this game. I still am part of the crew, but it's PC car meets, and we would do drag races all the time, and that would be my go-to muscle car, because if I was racing against a muscle car, that'd be the one I took. And now I move into one of my impossible to handle cars in my collection, the Bravado Rat Truck. Talk about slip and slide. There's so much wheel spin on these trucks. It's just outrageous. When they did the snow a couple days ago, it was just impossible to drive these. It was just so much rain and snow. But anyways, this one's yellow on yellow on yellow. All the colors in this car are yellow. I've got it set up to look kind of like a street rod with the bug catcher hood and sitting real low to the ground, and obviously the rat truck already kind of had that sort of character, but I went ahead and took it a step further and just sealed the deal on the whole rat rod thing with the chrome valve covers and bug catcher. This is one of my favorite trucks. I've always thought the trucks in this game just looked good, and they sounded good. The old ones, this and the Slam Van, but they are absolutely horrendous to drive. There's so much wheel spin. It's crazy, but I really like the yellow with the yellow wheels and the chrome dog dish caps. I'm a big traditional muscle car guy, and I just think that this has that real good rat rod appearance that you just... so much meat and potatoes to the car, so to speak, that it's so much fun to drive around. Obviously, you can tell that I don't play this game for anything other than the cars. Sad but true. Now, this is my dynamic duo here. I'm just going to go ahead and introduce them both at the same time and then get to them when I get to them. I only have 2 different cars that I have multiples of. I have 2 of these, and then I have 2 of those Sabre Turbos, which we'll get to later. I have a convertible and a hardtop of this car, and the convertible is there. My hardtop's here. I went with the hardtop because it looks good in these muscle car wheels, and they're all, again, chrome because that's how I roll. And a triple black, you know, black on black on black. It just looks really clean. Something about old cars and black just looks good. Excuse me. And this is one of my cruising cars, so to speak. It's just a gorgeous car. You catch it in the right light and the sun reflects off this body panels like something you just can't match. And I've always taken a liking to the Tornado because it looks a lot like a 57 Chevy, which is, I've actually got one in a garage somewhere, but I mean, it just looks good. Something about those fins is just slick. I've always liked it. And I went with black on this one just because something about the blacks in this game on these older cars makes them look like they've got a lot more depth to the paint. And obviously, you know, you've got your chrome wheels. The chrome wheels, some people, I'm good buddies with somebody who hates the chrome wheels. He refuses to use them. I think they're a bit overpriced, but they look really sharp when you know, it just gives your car that extra kind of shine that, you know, your regular alloy colored wheels aren't going to do. Alright. Next up, we've got the Vapid Slam Van. Again, one of my favorite vehicles. I think trucks in this game are just great. If you listen to that, oh, that engine just sounds good. I love that. But yeah, you can see the wheel spin on that. Now I am playing with a controller, so I mean I can control the wheel spin, but yeah, oh well. It's just, I'm used to just flooring it. So in order to refrain from the tailgate glitching out, we're just gonna open those 3. I did orange and black on this, again, for that kind of street rod appearance, and I went back and thought maybe I'd go with like a dark green all around and then the same wheels but red. And I went and looked at it and I decided I didn't like it. My only problem with the paint job that it's got on it right now is that for some reason black in GTA cannot be used as an overtone because your original color kind of fades through. If you look, you can sort of see the orange underneath it, and it's even worse in the right light. When it's light and bright in the inside, it's just a disgusting, atrocious mess. Still looks good, but I hate overtones. I mean, if it's black, it's black. If it's orange. There shouldn't be any shine through. So this here, I can tell you all the stuff about it, because it's pretty fresh. I've had it for a while, but the new design's pretty fresh. It's in gasoline green with a white convertible top, and I think these are blaze red wheels and they're the lowrider ones too, so that I could get the white wall tires. I kind of wanted to go for a classic traditional, you know, service kind of car that just looked old school and not modern day. And I thought this was the car to go with it. I mean, it just, again, looks like an old car. And it's a real fun one to cruise in too, because it's the convertible top. You can just drive through Los Santos and drop the top on the car. I love this car. I say I love these cars all the time, but I mean, I really do. I have so many, I can't drive them all the time. It's kind of a shame, I know, but it's something that any car collector deals with. I think the color scheme on that, and it took me forever to decide on the red wheels. I'm still kind of partial to the way they look. I wish there was some sort of way to get gasoline green wheels on your car, but it's not that big a deal. I do think the red kind of looks, I don't know, time appropriate to the car. It kind of matches the car's general shape. And this here's my Sabre Turbo. This was my first Sabre Turbo. This is supposed to be kind of a roadster coupe kind of car that's just a drive around show car. I have another one that's designed to look like a drag racer, and we'll get to that in one of the next videos, but this is, I think, Galaxy Blue with a white accent, frost white accent. And again, just like all my other muscle cars that don't have painted rims, they've got to be chrome because it's shiny and it stands out. I think the Sabre Turbo kinda has a lot of resemblance, like cues from different muscle cars of the age. You look at the back and it looks a lot like an Olds 442 or a Cutlass. And then you kinda look at the front, and I wanna say Charger, sorta. You know, Chevelle, more like a Chevelle, I think, in the front. But it's just, it's a good looking car. I mean, it's one of those ones that you can do so many different things with and it still look good. And I think the Muscle Freak chrome wheels with the raised white letters, that's something else you didn't notice. I always have raised white letter drag radials or the white walls on my old cars. It's like the staple of the wheels. I think you can do so many things to this car to make it look awesome. I've hardly seen a Sabre Turbo that I didn't like, and I mean, there are so many combinations you can do. It's just unreal. I love that car. I don't know how well I'm doing at this. I'm going through picking out cars and grabbing them. Last but not least in this garage, Muscle Car Garage 1, if you will, is my D-Class Vigoro. I haven't really driven this car a lot. I picked it up, I found it on the street, and I'm like, hey, you know, it's an old classic car, I gotta add it to my collection, so I did. And I had it for a while in white, and then got tired of it being in white, so I brought it and put it in Galaxy Blue, I think, or dark blue, something, one of those two colors. And went and modeled after the Camaro with you can kind of see the Camaro rally type wheels on it. That didn't work. And You know, it just kind of looks like the wing on the back is a call out to the Camaro. So I went for a more Camaro-like appearance on this car. It obviously I partially supposed to look like a Camaro, but I think it was modeled after a couple different cars. But the class is GTA's equivalent to Chevy too, so if it's supposed to resemble anything, it's likely a Chevy Camaro. But I don't know. I haven't sold it because I do like the car. I don't drive it very often. Again, I've got 50 cars that I have to kind of make room for, so it's not like I dislike it. I haven't driven it in forever. I haven't driven a lot of the cars in this garage forever. I'm hoping to get back into the car meet scene soon and drive them a bit more often. So that's about it for this garage, my muscle car garage. I mean, again, I have 5 garages. I have 3 muscle car garages, like 3 classic car garages, I should say. 1 miscellaneous garage where all of my excess cars go that I really don't know what to do with, kind of thing. And then I have my rich people cars and my stilt home apartment mansion thing that would be what you envision your stereotypical rich D-bag to be driving around everywhere. So that's kind of a summary of what you're gonna see. So yeah, no, there's probably a lot of money in this garage right here alone, because all these cars are tuned to peak performance, and all the performance upgrades are on them and everything. So I mean, every one of my cars is that way too. I haven't skipped out on one. They've all got all the performance modifications on them. So anyways, that's the part 1 of 5 of my garage showcase in GTA 5. And hopefully you enjoyed it, and I hope you tune in for the next one. And again, I got a lot planned. I'm going to start doing a good friend of mine and I are going to try to start doing podcasts every week or every 2 weeks. I'm getting those new mics, so my vocal quality should improve over my videos. I do plan on returning to Fallout. I just got some new setup stuff for my computer, so it's set up differently. That's part of the reason I'm using a new monitor. Not new, but different from my Fallout screen. So I'm not in 1080p. I think I'm in 720, to be completely honest. It might be 1080, but I don't think this does it. I think this is a 720p. My TV's 1080, which is what I usually play on. But yeah, I haven't forgotten about Fallout. I've been busy. Work was crazy with the holidays, and when I pulled that muscle, it hurt like nothing else to breathe. I mean, I felt like I was being stabbed and somebody twisting the knife around in my gut. So needless to say, I didn't do much of anything, but I haven't forgot about you guys, so I will definitely be doing some stuff. The podcast I hope to have back up and going within the next 2-3 weeks tops, but I do have school that I gotta start getting rolled in again and stuff like that. So schedule's gonna be picking up, but definitely hope to keep with the YouTube scene for a while. So anyways, I'll quit stealing your time to babble. If you enjoyed it, stick around and watch the next one, and like and subscribe, that sort of thing. Comment if you have any questions about the cars. I'd be more than happy to answer them. Again, I didn't go into a whole lot of depth on them because some of them I haven't messed with in a while, so I don't know the exact colors and customization options and stuff that they have. But if anybody's got any questions about them, I'd be more than happy to check it out and get you helped out. So tune into the next one, and thanks for watching.